333, what does that mean? God's coming, who is landing, angelic numbers, and we often see 33 and 333 as special numbers, angelic numbers. Astrology tells us that it has to do with growth and positivity and financial gain, and to embrace this growth and cross your fingers and pray. And it can be even to see God, it could be to have an interpretation that abundance is coming, financial decision and things of that sort, a lot of different money-related inspirations, but no, not quite. Of course, these numbers have nothing to do with an actual angelic entities, so non-physical entities with no physical bodies or archangels in any way. No, 333 is something else. And angelic entities, of course, are real. These are consciousnesses, that's all. They're non-physical, but they're consciousnesses, either one or a collective. So we look at numbers at 33 or 22 or 333, 444, 555, 666. This has nothing to do with angels. Angels are not involved with humans in a physical way. So most of the time, if not all the time, when we see these frequent repetitions of 333 or 33, these are circumstances where the soul itself is opening up a portal of communication and desiring you to do your portal opening on your end. So this is a deeper connection desire, request by your higher self that works with you telepathically, intuitively, energetically, through nudges and hints and inspirations here within the physical reality. It's the only way they can get to us, to our physical bodies. It's the only way they can communicate with us in an awakened state. So there's always the soul aspect that desires these synchronicities, these nudges. Continually they just go 3-3 or 3-3-3, or it's a manifestation, really. It's a manifestation specifically from higher self, and in some cases it's from the extraterrestrial guides. So guides are galactic guides, to have their energy pour down or bleed down or injected inside of us, integrated inside of us. So our own human consciousness now then balances that mind, body, soul, and we incorporate theirs and ours. And this is how we're able to get knowing, the wisdom, the mastery, advice, right choices in life, and so forth. 333, I saw a lot of videos. It says 33 and 333 means that it's extraterrestrial contact. They're going to come in and walk in through your bedroom. This isn't true. It's not how portals work. This is portals that they have to open up. Not to mention they have to bypass the Earth government's monitoring. Portal opening is a completely different subject. However, is it hard for an ET to walk in through the bedroom wall, TV? Yeah, of course it is. They do it all the time. They'll walk through the wall. We see it as a wall, but they open a portal. It's quite possible, absolutely. It would depend on the entity and where they're coming from, what race. Do they want to create an avatar with their little smaller part of their consciousness inserted into this reality, or bring in the full body, like walk right through? Otherwise, yeah, of course it's possible. It's done all the time. They walk in, they stand, they bend, they speak, they touch. So physically, yes. Energetically, yes. Technologically, yes, absolutely. Philologically, also, yes, it's done all the time. But as far as the numbers are concerned, this isn't a green light that ET is about to walk through. So a lot of those videos I disagree with for sure. The 333, it's a synchronicity directly from the soul. It holds a lot of portal energy, significant amount of portal energy. Absolutely, the trilogy of that number, it's incredible. It matters a lot, of course, if it's understood. So the energy is very important to understand, to collaborate within this 333 meaning with the higher self portal way, meditate on it, connect, break through. And if we look at geometry in all shapes and sizes, when it comes to geometry, geometric shapes in 2D, and we look at these threes and so forth, there's a certain way, of course, I would have to draw it out, and I have it in my course, How to Channel. But if we look at all of these three in a triangular geometric pattern, which is created to represent a portal way from the lower self to the higher self. So from our lower fractal consciousness to the higher fractal consciousness. And this is one of the ways to open up a portal. And in the meditative state, we can open up these portals. In the channeling state, we can open up these portals, post-grounding, post-rooting, etc., etc. But it's important for the human consciousness to connect to the higher fractal state, absolutely. So sending those pings, sending those broadcasting signals, and connecting that way. When these synchronicities come in of 333, they're very strong, they're very effective. It's a very effective and efficient way to communicate with the soul. I mean, we are our souls. I am my soul is me. I'm just human who's incarnated, but it is definitely a very good, solid way to connect to fourth, fifth, and sixth density. The family blueprint layer, karmic layer, emotional layer, mental layer, channeling layer, communication layer. Like, wisdom mastery layer, even going up all the way just below the oversoul. I cover a lot of these things in my soul dynamics course and how to channel course, but the 333 is a fascinating number to come across, to see in our life, especially if it's repeated in the same day. And soul knows us better than any other physical being in the universe. We are our souls, and this is why when it comes to channeling, it's easy for me to see which people in the industry are channeling and which ones are not, which ones are faking it. And I know this because they're not going through the soul to connect. And there's no energy exchange above crown chakra anyway. So the third eye is completely shut down and completely populated or blocked by the blackness. And a lot of people are just faking it. But in conclusion, I think 333 is a very strong representative or representation of higher self intervening, literally intervening, saying, connect to me, connect to us, work with your guides, work with us. Now, whether it's a layer of a higher self that's from 4th density, 4.5 density, 4.8, 5.2, 6.1, we obviously don't know that, but it is a time to connect. And a lot of these courses I teach on my website at www.kalask.ca/shop. I'd love to work with anybody that's serious about understanding soul dynamics and astral dynamics, and also how to channel dynamics, yeah.